Hello and welcome to A Knife's Edge. Today we're going to be making two of little baby Chef Damien's first foods, hummus and baba ganoush. Now the first thing we're going to do is get our eggplant ready to roast. You can see I've trimmed the top. I'm going to go ahead and split this, and then I'm going to score it. You'll note for one of the first times in my life, I'm trying to set a good example. See how I'm leaving the eggplant on the cutting board? You want to do this because otherwise you'll end up putting the knife through the eggplant into your hand and really want to try to avoid doing that. No blood for baba ganoush. Alright, one down, second to go. The scores really let the salt and the oil get down into that eggplant so it can effectively roast. I like to roast these in a cast iron pan, good, solid, reliable. I'm going to drizzle this with light olive oil. I don't want too much of that very present flavor. There we go, olive oil. Our friend salt. You can be relatively generous with this. And just set that aside while we get our garlic. I myself prefer cooked garlic in my hummus and baba ganoush. It's kind of up to you. I feel the mellow flavor suits these dishes much better. We'll go ahead and crush our clove. We'll be using a good majority of the clove today. And I roast the garlic for the baba ganoush just whole, like so, in the skins with the eggplant. Chuck it right on in there. Now we're going to go ahead and peel some of the garlic. I like to peel the garlic that's going into the chickpeas to cook with them. I just cut off all the little bits and pieces that I don't want, the little stem end, if there are any little bad spots on there, we'll go ahead and get those out of the way. And then we're going to go ahead and put our garlic in the pot. We're also going to put our chickpeas, 1 cup dry with plenty of water, pinch of salt, and a bay leaf to soak. We're going to put those in the pot. And then we're going to go ahead and put the pot on the stove to simmer till the cooked chickpeas are really kind of overdone. So they're really nice and soft and mushy. A little extra water there so that we have plenty. We'll use any leftover at the end, like I always do. Now it's important to note that the basic process for both of these, the hummus and the baba ganoush, are the same at this point. Obviously we're dealing with a little bit of roasted garlic here. For the hummus, we're going to be doing boiled garlic. Now some of these open more easily than others. Sometimes you have to make a little cut, struggle a little bit, but the struggle will only make things sweeter. You'll see that these garlic are pretty dark, relatively brown. They're black, but they're pretty dark brown. So we'll go ahead and scrape the eggplant there, just like so. This is still quite warm, so I'm going to spoon it. It's always easier to do this sort of thing warm, as opposed to letting things cool down. They just process easier. So it's kind of up to you. But please don't do anything that you're not comfortable doing. Don't burn yourself. Really want to keep everybody safe. So now that we've got the eggplant and everything in there, we're going to add a healthy amount of lemon juice. I like mine nice and lemony. Squeeze the lemon juice through my hands, catching the seeds just like so. The lemon juice slips through the fingers and the seeds do not. The next thing I'm going to add is tahini. Tahini is a roasted sesame seed paste. It's kind of like sesame seed peanut butter. You can use toasted and ground sesame if you can't get tahini, although it is really quite widely available at this point and keeps really well. So we've processed our baba ganoush, give it a little bit of a taste, see if we need more salt, any more lemon juice. Alright, I want a little more richness and a little more acidity, so I'm going to take the oil that is fallen out, save some of that flavor, add that right in, and then we're going to add some more lemon. Mix that up, give it another taste, see if it's ready, and voila, it is ready. And now the hummus. See that I'm draining the chickpeas. I'm going to make sure that I remove the bay leaf before attempting to process. Just take the chickpeas and the hot garlic. That's all going to go in there. Well, half. This is enough that I need to do 2 batches. So I'll save some of the seasoning till the very end just to make sure I don't get too much salt in there. See, I'm eyeballing approximately half. We've got our oil. The garlic's already in there. You'll note that I've still got my chickpea cooking liquid. Since that's a little thick right now, I'm going to go ahead and add a splash. Now, I've done this a lot of times, so I know about what it should look like. Err on the side of caution. It's always easier to add more than subtract. And once again, a nice big dollop of tahini. I like mine to be tahini forward. Got lemon zest, lemon juice. Now I've added a small quantity of salt. Always err on the side of caution. Once again, easier to add than subtract. We've blended the second batch. I'm going to mix the two together. I'm going to give them a taste and make sure that everything's hunky and dory and that the seasoning is where I want it. Alright, our texture is good. That tastes good. Now, I don't feel like I've really had Mediterranean if I don't have a plethora of options. So we're going to have hummus and baba ganoush and pita and a little bit of chicken. I didn't pull this quite as soon as I should have, so it's a little crispy, but that's okay. We're going to marinate it until it'll finish thawing that way. Nice, relatively thin pieces that'll fit nicely in a pita. I have my own kind of special blend of seasoning. I like, obviously, lemon zest, but I'll also do cumin seed, coriander seed, a little bit of like za'atar, this broad variety of Mediterranean spices that I just always have around. If you don't feel like keeping a pantry full of spices, I suggest picking up your favorite curry or Mediterranean powder at your local store, just as long as it's all real food. The Sedif brand is a good one. It always is comprised of real food. So a little oil, a little salt, because the seasonings I buy don't have salt already in them. We'll give that a good solid mix and set that aside so that the flavors can really truly combine and become one. Alright, now a little onion. We'll go ahead and top it, tail it, peel it just like so. And now a little slicey slice. I like the pieces in juliennes just because they match up with the chicken better. I like to get my shapes congruent, as it were. Got a nice hot pan. See the oil slides around really easy. It's got a shimmer. In goes our marinated and seasoned chicken. We'll let that cook for a hot minute. Get it a chance to get some nice color on the other side. We'll flip everything over so that we can get color on the other side. Color and flavor. I'm letting the chicken cook to 99% of the way there before I'm going to add our onion, because we really want our onions to have a little bit of body to them. And if we add them at the same time as the chicken, it's just going to turn to absolute goo. A little extra oil, just make sure everything's shiny and happy. Give that a good mix. And the final step will be to add a little more, you guessed it, lemon juice. I'm particularly fond of serving this with a cucumber, herb, and tomato salad. Your other side dishes are really up to you and what you feel. Please feel free to ask questions. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for joining. See you next time.